23个数，3、2、1。So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this board meeting. Today, we need to discuss the unresolved audit issues before the audit report is signed. So, as audit committee chair, my role is to represent the board oversight. I need to make sure the management explains the key issues clearly and the audit explain whether enough audit evidence has been obtained. So I can understand that SMB is under pressure from refinancing, marketing reaction, and shareholder confidence. But market confidence cannot come from hidden problems. It should come from honesty reporting, proper disclosure, and good governance. So today we will focus on revenue, receivables, related party disclosure, going concern, whistleblowing allegation, and audit independence. I will invite the audit engagement partner to present the main audit concern first.
Thank you, Chair. I will be direct. As the engagement partner for the audit of Sabama Jubahead, I cannot recommend an unmodified opinion at this stage. Several material issues remain unresolved. First, the 35 million ringgit variation order revenue has no formal customer approval. Second, the 80 million ringgit trade receivables are overdue for more than 180 days, but no impairment has been recorded. Third, the 120 million ringgit subcontract to a company linked to the CEO's family has not been disclosed as a related party transaction. Fourth, refinancing is not complete and the company is close to the loan covenant threshold, but going concern disclosure is weak. We also received a whistleblower letter alleging inflated project progress and fictitious invoices. Finally, our firm's non-audit service fees are high, so independence must be carefully protected. My preliminary view is that a clean opinion is not appropriate unless these matters are properly resolved.
Okay, thank you, partner. As CFO, my responsibility is to explain the accounting judgment in the draft financial statements for the 35 million ringgit variation order. Management believes the work has been substantially performed and customer approval is highly probable. For the 80 million ringgit receivables, most balances are from government-linked entries. Historically, the pay late but eventually pay. For a going concern, the company is still operating normally and refinancing discussions are ongoing. However, I understand the auditor's concern. If stronger evidence or disclosure is needed, the finance team is prepared to provide documents, update the ECL assessment, and improve the relevant disclosures.
Okay, good morning, everyone. As CEO, my role is to protect the company's long-term growth and shareholder value. SMB remains operationally strong. Our projects are moving forward, and we continue to work with major customers and leaders. I accept that audit concerns must be discussed, but I don't believe these issues showed a fundamental failure of the business. A modified opinion could seriously affect refinancing, share price, and investor confidence. So I hope today's decision will reflect both audit requirements and the economic reality of the company.
Thank you, Chair. From the minority shareholders' perspective, we are very concerned. Management talks about growth and procedural delays, but investors see serious red flags. The 120 million ringgit related party transaction was not disclosed. Revenue may be overstated if the 35 million ringgit variation order is not approved. The 80 million ringgit overdue receivables may affect profit and dividends. Going concern risk should also be transparent. We are not against the company, but shareholders need reliable information. We need truth, not just a clean image.
All right, I understand. So let us start with revenue recognition and receivables. As you are here, CFO, please explain why management believes that 35 million ringgit revenue can be recognized, even though like the formal customer approval has not been received yet.
The variation order is not speculative revenue. The work has already been performed and the customer has accepted work operationally. Similar variation orders in previous projects were eventually approved. So management believe the approval is merely administrative.
CFO, I understand the business argument, but all the evidence must be stronger than expectation. Under audit standards, we need sufficient and appropriate evidence. Without formal approval or strong external confirmation, how can we conclude that this revenue will not reverse later?
Well, I accept the formal approval would be stronger evidence. We can obtain writing a confirmation from the customer, provide the correspondence, and provide project progress reports. If the evidence remains insufficient, management may need to reconsider the timing of the revenue recognition.
So the key question right here is simple. Is very likely enough for the audit evidence? From the audit committee's view, we cannot rely only on optimism, but we need a clear support to check it.
I understand that, Chair, but we should also consider business reality. The work has been completed, and rejecting the revenue may not reflect the actual progress of the project.
But investors cannot accept paper profit without strong support. If the approval does not arrive, shareholders may have relied on overstated profit. CFO, where is the current evidence that this money will really become cash?
For receivables, the customers are mainly government-linked entries. Their payment process is slow, but historically, they settle their obligations. Still, I agree that we should update the ECL model using aging, subsequent receipts, and historical collection data, and forward-looking information.
That is the right direction. My concern is not that all receivables are uncollectible. My concern is that no impairment was recorded when 80 million ringgit is overdue for more than 180 days. The ECL assessment must be complete.
Good. So for this round, the management should provide external evidence for the revenue and update the ACL assessment for receivables. Then I think we can move to the government issues. Next we need to discuss about the 120 million ringgit subs contract. So CEO, since the subcontractor is related to your family, why was it not disclosed as a related party transaction in the draft financial statements?
The transaction was made for commercial reasons. The subcontractor has the capability to complete the work efficiently, and the terms were normal commercial terms. Management didn't intend to hide the relationship. If additional disclosure is required, we are willing to improve transparency.
CEO, a 120 million ringgit transaction with your family connection is not a routine small matter. Even if the price is fair, shareholders need to know the relationship. Were there competing bids? How can we know this was truly at arm's length?
I understand the concern. The contract was awarded based on business needs, not personal benefit. We can provide tender documents and approval records to support the decision.
The issue is not only whether the subcontractor can perform. Under related party disclosure requirements, users of the financial statements need to understand the relationship, the value, and the terms. Non-disclosure is a material omission.
Yeah, I agree that the issue is transparency. Even if the transition is fair, it still needs proper disclosure. So as the audit committee chair, I also accept this risk and oversight question. We need to know whether management declare all related party and whether the audit committee review the transition properly.
Chair, that is exactly my concern. How did such a large related party transaction pass without clear disclosure? Minority shareholders may feel that the board did not protect them.
Yeah, the concern is fair. The audit committee should not just protect the market stability, we must just protect the shareholders through the proper oversights. I will require management to provide a full related party declaration, tender records, also pricing bias, and also board approval documents. If the disclosure is required, it should be amended before the audit report is finalized.
Management will cooperate. I still believe the transaction was commercially reasonable, but I accept the transparency must be improved.
That cooperation is important. However, if the financial statements are not amended to disclose the related party transaction properly, this will affect my audit opinion.
Understand. So let's now move to the going concern, the whistleblower allegation and independence. CFO, the company is close to the loan covenant threshold and refinancing is not finalized yet. If refinancing fails, what would happen to the company's cash flow?
Well, management believe the going concern basis remains appropriate because the company is operating normally and refinancing discussions are progressing. We have not received any formal rejection from lenders. However, I acknowledge that the covenant headrooms is narrow. I'm willing to recommend enhancing going concern disclosure, including the covenant position, refinancing status, and management's liquidity plans.
That disclosure is necessary. Confidence alone is not enough. Users need to understand the long terms, covenant risk, and consequences if refinancing fails.
I agree that disclosure can be improved, but I want to avoid unnecessary panic. If the wording is too negative, it may damage financing negotiations and shareholder value.
I understand the market concern, but investors should know these risks. Market stability cannot be achieved by avoiding the necessary disclosure.
Exactly. If the banks refuse refinancing, shareholders could suffer immediately. We need clear going concern disclosure not right now, not after the problem becomes public.
Yeah, now about the whistleblower allegation. Audit partners allegation is anonymous, but it mentions inflated project proceeds, fake investments, and kickbacks. Do you need more audit work before signing?
Yes, I am not treating the allegation as proven, but it cannot be ignored. We need additional procedures like checking project progress against physical evidence and confirming subcontractor invoices and reviewing supporting documents. So if management refuses access, I will treat it as a scope limitation.
Management does not accept anonymous allegations at FIGHT, but we will cooperate with reasonable audit procedures. We want the truth as well.
For sure, the finance team will provide documents and assist with the invoice verification and the progress reports and reconciliations. If any irregularity is found, we will reassess the accounting impact.
Yeah, we also need assurance on auditor independence. The audit firm receives non-audit service fees equal to 80% of the audit fee. That creates a self-interest threat. Partner, how can investors trust the audit judgment?
Okay, that concern is valid. The treat has been disclosed to the audit committee and safeguards have been implemented, including an independent partner review. But if pressure for a clean opinion continues, I will not allow independence to be compromised. I would rather withdraw than issue an opinion I cannot support.
All right, as audit committee chair, I confirm that the committee should support the auditor's professional judgments, not pressure the audit for a clear opinion. So we cannot ask for a clean opinion just because we fear the market reflection.
Thank you, everyone. After listening to management, the audit committee, and the minority shareholder representative, I have reached my final decision. I will issue a qualified opinion on the financial statements of Sabah Maju Berhad. A clean opinion is not appropriate because several material matters remain unresolved. The 35 million ringgit revenue still lacks sufficient external evidence, and the related party transaction has not been properly disclosed. The receivables and going concern disclosures also require further work. However, based on the information available today, these issues appear material but not pervasive to the entire financial statements. Therefore, a qualified opinion is more appropriate than an adverse opinion or withdrawal at this stage. If management data blocks further audit procedures, or if fraud evidence is found, I reserve the right to reconsider this decision.
Yeah, as audit committee chair, I accept the partner's decision. A qualified opinion may create a market pressure, but a clean opinion may not suitable when important issues remain unresolved. So our duty is to protect the shareholders through honest reporting, proper disclosure, and good governance.
I am concerned about the market reaction, but I respect the professional judgment made today. Management will work to improve disclosure and restore investor confidence.
Well, the finance team will cooperate with the additional audit procedures. We will provide the necessary documents, update the ESL assessment, and strengthen the relevant disclosure where required.
Minority shareholders support the qualified opinion. It is better to face the issues now than to hide them and create greater damage later. We expect stronger governance and full transparency from management.
All right, thank you, everyone. I think in this meeting, we had already solved all of the questions and clearly identified the key audit, governance, and ethical issues. So the audit committee will follow up with the management to ensure the cooperation, disclosure, and collaborative actions. So I think we can conduct the meeting right now. All right,
Thank
see you
you.
guys.
See you.